Councilman Gustafson.
Half the time I'm out of get the button out of rent. This may be the last time I'll be on the council that we'll be discussing this, so I want to make one further statement. This issue is not about dollars and cents. This issue is about the lives and the happiness and the people we all live with and love in this community. I'm not interested in how much profit I can put into a Mickey Mouse outfit that's going to come in with some crappy equipment and we think we're going to save $10. I'm more interested in what are we going to do to keep this community. The community has been bringing people in here because our ambulance service and the reputation it has garnered for itself has made a big difference in the attitude when people are buying houses and when people have the experience of having to go to an ambulance service. My family's had to do it several times. I got to tell you, had services in other areas, including Montana and Utah, and I got to tell you that, and Idaho, that there's no comparison, folks. So if you want to gravel over $3 or $4, it's foolishness. When you got something good, keep what you got. Don't mess with it and mess it up.
Thank you. Councilman Hayden.
I don't think anyone on the council is concerned about the health and welfare and safety of all the citizens. I don't think that's the issue. I don't necessarily think it's about the dollars either. I think we need to look at that. If there's efficiencies that we can learn from other agencies and those kind of things, I think that's what we're looking at here. If there's ways to improve, I don't dispute the fact we have great service. We have great folks that run that service. There's ways to do it better and cut some costs and efficiencies with the structure and those kind of things. I think that's the intent of at least that's my intent. I would assume that that's the intent of the other council members and the mayor. By no way do we want to put it out there that we're trying to nickel and dime this program in any way, shape, or form. And so I think that it's a lot about the structure. I mean, you know, we do need to look about the collection. I mean, that needs to be improved. And I mean, with Obamacare and those things, it looks like it's going to be a harder road to hoe. So
I'm going to go ahead and concur with what's been said today. I don't believe that any of us on the council have anything but the best interests of the city in heart. And I think one of the things that we do need to make sure we know of is what our costs are. Right? And if we don't have those, we really can't make a logical decision. And that's part of the reasoning for my questioning. I don't know where the council goes with privatization, if they do or don't, if it makes sense or if it doesn't make sense. But we certainly need to know what our costs are and how much it's costing us per trip, and we need to look into those things. And primarily that was the questioning and my reasoning for the question. Councilman Withelder.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I'm certainly not advocating that we go to privatization. I certainly, as well as anyone on the council, are interested in the health, safety, and welfare of our people. But we should have a good hard look at numbers and what we can do with them, if we can take them anywhere or let them alone. But that was, from a business standpoint, that's the only reason I was asking that question.
Right. Thank you, Councilman. Any questions from the public on this issue? Go ahead and open it up.
David Hallwick, being one of the persons at the last meeting that brought this up, I also want to concur that it's not my intention to degrade the service in the city. My intention is to do a study. Mr. Barton has agreed to do next year, just so we get a handle on the numbers, so we can make an educated decision on the level. Because, you know, I'm realistic that maybe the city council wants to have more cost to have better service, and that's a reasonable decision as long as we know what the numbers are. Thank you.
Since I was one of the primary people who raised this issue, and I haven't said anything yet, I feel compelled. I hope the answer comes back that I am totally nuts, I have no idea what I'm talking about, I have no complaint. I need to shut up. I hope that's what the numbers come back and say. I hope the numbers prove what we all know in our hearts is that we have a great ambulance service here. We have a great fire department. But I, like all the rest, am not satisfied with just anecdotal evidence. I want some hard numbers that say I don't know what I'm talking about. And I would love to be able to say that. Okay?
Yeah.
Can you send me a copy of those slides?
Yeah, I'm fairly confident that, the numbers will speak for themselves. We are very proud of our service. We have some of the finest paramedics in the county working in the city, and we are extremely proud of what they do and how they go about doing it, and certainly welcome a good hard left. We are not intimidated by that, and we are not offended by that by any means, so please understand.
Ms. Delaney, you want to make a comment?
Well, Cindy Delaney, City Council candidate. Do I still have to say all that stuff this time?
Yes, you do.
All right. Resident of Mesquite. And yes, I agree with everybody. We do have one of the best departments around. I have even enjoyed their services myself. Not by choice, but, it happens. Anyway, one of the questions I think, if I haven't heard it yet, is I'd like to know what we lose if they quit doing it and we do go that way. I mean, how much revenue or how much we save? Do we actually save money on time and guys? What's the payoff there?
Out of that revenue stream, we would lose probably 70% of that revenue stream being interfacility transporting, which is the primary part of that. If we're still running the 911 side of it, we'll see 19% back on that. And those numbers have been consistent since 2010, since Iris Medical has been tracking those for us.
Any further public questions or comments? I'm sure we'll look into this further. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate you coming on.